What is up? All right, it is practically 4 p.m. on the dot. I had some free time, so I said I'd do a live session now. I have to clean my CCW, and typically I like to do that here at my desk. I got all my cleaning supplies. Why not do a live where I can do that live with you guys? Uh, so that's what we're going to do. I am streaming live on YouTube as well as Instagram for all those that are curious. Seems to charge my phone too. Golden Cobra 66 on YouTube says check microphone check 1 2. I have arrived. Ready to burn out and fade away. CCW. I don't know how much I can show on live sessions. I've asked my other buddies with guns, what can I show? They say you can't really show pistols and whatnot, but I've done it before, cleaning my pistol without an issue. So, anyway, we're gonna roll this mat out. So let's put pistol up there, cleaning mat, and then as I do that, people usually pour into the Instagram as well as the YouTube. Somebody needs to go get a Stinky. I told the old cameraman for the Big Lenny show. He keeps leaving comments on my YouTube about trying to get access to Lenny's channel and leaving all these comments. Dude, just create an Instagram and DM me. I don't read all the comments on YouTube. And I understand probably I get it. You probably don't want an Instagram, but I'm not going to put my phone number. I'm not going to put my email address. Just create a dummy Instagram account and reach out to me. So I got the cleaning kit. I use like a gauze I don't use paper towels because paper towels shred. And then Golden Cobra 66 on YouTube says Blaha cleaned his weapon and made bullets online. That's what I mean. Like I don't know. It's been 2 weeks since I cleaned my pistol, so I've been to the range twice in that time and I have not cleaned this thing, so we'll see how dirty it is. Usually you're supposed to clean it. Like I said, I think the first Cringe Cast, like some people, if it's up to them, you know, they essentially clean it after every time they go to the range. I don't do that. And I shred like the gauze on here. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch on Instagram says a freaky strawberry sandwich. I don't know what that means. Code word for CCW. So code word for CCW is freaky strawberry sandwich. Is that like a gay innuendo you're not telling me? On YouTube, Traveler North America 86, longtime listener, first time commenter, wishing you success on this podcast. The shorts have been great. Rest in peace, Lenny and Rob. I appreciate that, Traveler North America 86. Um, as you all know, I had modern day Winston Churchill on Instagram. 165,000 subscribers. I've talked about this before. 165,000 subscribers. I was sort of surprised that the Instagram lasted as long as it did. I made one post in 2024 that was like the seal of doom for the modern day Winston Churchill on Instagram, which was a joke about I'll take Gabe's term, the Julios. And I'll let you guys speculate about who the Julios are. I made one joke, and the joke was, how do you pick up a Julio girl in 2026? And it was a picture of a shovel with ashes on it. In jail for Instagram, can't do a live for a year. They started flagging every post. I was still able to post a lot of stuff on modern day Winston Churchill, but honestly, a lot of the posts just got away from me. It was just crazy how I could put up a post and within a minute I had 10,000 views, 1,000 likes, and I just could I just stopped paying attention to the comments um, in so many ways, and I just would post and post and post, and I kept saying I'm surprised this channel has survived this long and breaking community guidelines. It went from being in Instagram jail for a year up to 3 years. I was like, well, I'll never do an Instagram live on modern day Winston Churchill ever again. Um, and then it started happening on the YouTube account where, for whatever reason, that channel wasn't even monetized. The videos were starting to get flagged and they were starting to get, I was starting to get notifications about them being taken down. So I archived what I could, re-uploaded them here, on New Universal Orders YouTube page, just from like an archiving perspective. Even though I know other people have them archived, but I wanted to just continue to hold on to them. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch on Instagram says just a Genova word for replacement for it. I still don't get it. William Harrison 4347. I didn't say what's up to you on Instagram. What's up? Golden Cobra 66 on YouTube says, wait, is that Great American Porch? Probably. There are still a lot of trolls that will pretend to come in here and give me adulations and congratulations. Not saying that Travel North America 86 is doing that, but all are welcome. I really don't care. I know what I will respond to or read. What the second Cringe Cast I did, well, the first one and the second one, I knew Jim Rat Ryan was in here. It was in the comment section because he will always he always comes in as these two accounts, and he's saying, "Why don't you just admit that you're Menstone Labs?" And then he started asking questions about my personal life, and I know, and you go to the YouTube channel, you know exactly who that is. And it's fine. I get it. Trolls be trolls. Anyway, we're gonna get down to the cleaning here. I rambled long enough. So, oh, I need my gloves. Uno momento. Gloves. Somebody referenced these my Dexter killing gloves, and that is the last batch of gloves. Something else I have to buy. And I'm serious about Stinky. Like somebody needs to like go and tell him like he's leaving comments on all my videos. I think I responded to one of them and I told him just make an Instagram account. I really don't go through comments. I just so happen to see that and just Traveler North America 86 on YouTube says you seem to give good advice. Nah, I just pretend to be a know-it-all. That's easy to do on YouTube and online. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch on Instagram says he called Brad a strawberry sandwich in the gym a few times. That went right over my head. It's an insult he made up that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I know you used to say male prick all the time. Ironically, the Del Rey misunderstood that John Bravo did came up on my YouTube channel yesterday, and that was like, fuck. I mean, it felt like a lifetime ago. And it's so weird because he's like Richard's in there, Lenny's in there, obviously, and it's just like it's always weird when videos come up for me, videos come up for people that are dead. And not from a place where I get upset. It just puts my mind in a weird place. You know, here I am, alive, breathing fine, everything's good, for the most part. And you got two people that I knew very well that are no longer on the planet. It's just always a weird, I don't know. Anyway, so slide check, gun comes apart. Essentially, spring, barrel, slide, and then you have your grip. I think I did this in the first or second Cringe Cast. I I will just essentially give it like a once over wipe down of everything, and then I take the oil I have here. It's always stuck. Oil, and there's a solvent, and then there's all the tools here, and then I get deep down in the nitty gritty. I'll probably be on here to about 5 p.m. and then I gotta skedaddle. So yeah, just take my barrel, just kind of like Golden Cobra 66 on YouTube says I think Lenny's podcasts are listened on Spotify. I still find them on iTunes. Not well. You said Lenny's podcast. Are you talking about the Delray Misfits podcast? Those are definitely still on iTunes. That's for sure because I listen to them. I've been listening to them very recently. On Instagram, Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, there's a YouTuber uploading a lot of Lenny's old lives, so someone had a lot saved. I know Transform X had a bunch of it saved, and then the account Gunting Goat seems to be the maniac that's had them all. Like, I think Lenny's lives are gone forever. I think those are never coming back. Because even if they're archived, the channel was archived. I don't think anybody saved the thousands of lives that were on that channel. I mean, those are a lot of lives that Golden Cobra 66 on YouTube says no, the Big Lenny Show. Are you talking about Lenny? Lenny started doing like what he called were podcasts, but it was just him doing a live. Are you talking about that Golden Cobra 66? I'll be referring to that. Because the only other podcast that I think you're talking about was the one with Leo and Longevity. Or no, what was it called? It was called Not Another Cookie Cutter Podcast, and he did it with Kalora. Are you talking about those? Again, I'm streaming live on YouTube and Instagram for anybody that's just joining. Yeah, I think it's just the audios of his lives. Chuck E. Cheese Rants on Instagram says Gunting Big Lenny Show his channel, I think. Yeah, somebody, I forgot who it was that DM'd me that said that it was the name was Gunting Goat. I know I talked to Transform X and he has them. Well, not all of them. I think he has a majority of the lives, not the lives, the videos. Something else I talked about, I'll repeat it here for, the four people that are in both of these platforms currently right now, maybe less, I don't know. Um, when Lenny's channel went down, I made a mistake and decided to reach out to Rob Zilla's widow and see if, because there was only two people that had access to the Big Lenny Show, Lenny and Rob, and both of these people are dead. So I had messaged her like a year ago, just saying hi, checking in, so on and so forth. Boy, oh boy, was that a big fucking mistake asking her if, hey, listen, there are a lot of memories of Lenny and a lot of memories of Rob, especially being the sole cameraman for so many years, and now my fear was that this channel is gone forever and they will never see these videos. They're not archived anywhere. And I asked her if she still had, or if she knows if Rob still has access to that channel, if she could just check for me. That was a big fucking mistake because I got a firm, absolutely not, because of how she felt about Lenny. This woman, if you remember at Rob's wake, made it very clear she does not want Lenny there. And Lenny showed up anyway. That was a huge mistake. And I talked to somebody who I won't mention, about me reaching out. Well, actually two people. And I mean, even one of them confirmed that, was like, yeah, that was probably a mistake. And she said something to the state of like, you don't reach out to me, but now you reach out to me. Um, I find it very, I think, suspicious. She said that you're reaching out to me now, and I wanted to say, yeah, I reached out to you a year ago, but you never responded. Um, and she just, don't exploit my Bob was the one line I was just like, don't exploit my Bob. Little does she know that, the very loyal and diverse Misfit Maniac Genovaverse had majority of all these things already archived and backed up. So they're all getting re-uploaded. So her Bob's going to be exploited no matter what somewhere else, and there's nothing she could do about it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch on Instagram says, I should have saved, but hindsight is 2020. Was a massive undertaking due to how many videos there were. Can you have archived all those lives? Say if the channel was still there, could you archive all those with, like, a Python whatever, or AI script? I'm pretty sure there's a way how to do it. Damn, I don't got none of this left. Oh, come on. What is that? On YouTube, user 7598886. What the hell? Where can I get those Offended Flakes t-shirts? You can get them at nuofightclub.com. That's nuofightclub.com. You get those nifty Offended Flakes t-shirts. And I think that's a troll account. Damn. Let's see if I can do it this way. Still juice in here, just the way it freaking. Ah. There we go. I just need a couple spritz. There we go. Couple spritz. Huh. So the same YouTube account just joined, it looks like just joined this live on Instagram because I'm streaming live on YouTube and streaming live on Instagram. User 12622562. I think you were just in my YouTube comment section, but I could be wrong. Can't keep up with them. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch says, yeah, if I have a command to back up the entire channel, but not sure how big of a hard drive will be needed. As many lives that were on there, you're talking about probably like 5 terabytes. William Harrison 4347, how things going in the U.S.? Florida, we're in hurricane season, so it's just we're getting bombarded with not hurricanes or tropical storms, but every day we just get like an hour long tropical depression that comes through, and essentially what that does is just create huge rivers of water on streets that have no proper sewage system to drain the water. And it's just before and after is the heat is brutal. But it's Florida. I think if you have lived here, I always say if you lived here a minimum of 6 or 7 years, you've experienced a hurricane, I think, and you've gone through the summers, not only does your body truly acclimate to the summer heat, but that's only, you can essentially only call yourself a Floridian if you've done at least 6 years, you've done the summers, you're now acclimated. Anything below 7 degrees, you start getting freezing cold. I think you can call yourself a true Floridian. And like I say, it's the greatest country on the planet. And people say, you mean state? And I'm like, no, it's the greatest country on the planet because the nonsense going on, um, the nonsense going around the planet in different countries, especially in the UK, other parts of the world, other states in the United States, you have so many states being run by leaders pretending to be Democrats, but they're really either really just socialistic, they're socialism or dictatorship. And it's funny to say that about Democrats, but what they're trying to do in these states, everything out west, California, all the way up to Oregon, Washington State, and a lot of people don't believe that this is real, right? That this is a lot of this stuff was coming out before AI was a thing. So it's like a lot of people are still very naive and think, "Oh, well, you're in Florida. Why should you care?" Because all it takes is a little bit at a time. just a little bit at a time. And at some point, we had an open border for how many years? Look what happened to Spain. Spain had what 60,000 that we know of just literally invade Spain. We had that happening for years in the U.S. with Biden. On YouTube, Chicken Bananas 682 says he has much brains as the maggots on Lenny's pan. I think that was a comment towards me. I think. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch on Instagram says, great effort on your part going out of your way to save Lenny's channel. Listen, that's that's the mindset I had about reaching out to Rob Zilla's widow was there were only, again, two people, no matter what trolls say, which they don't know dick, they just assume and then they go with that narrative. There's only two people that had access to the Big Lenny show. It was Lenny and Rob, and they both are dead, obviously. I thought I was doing the cordial thing by trying to see if she would want to preserve a channel that has videos of Rob on them. She can have her feelings about Lenny. I get it. I get it. You didn't like the dude. You thought he was the cause, or you know, essentially it took part in the downfall of or the death of Rob. I get it, but I would think she would want to preserve some of that. But what can you do? William Harrison 4347 on Instagram says here in the UK, Muslims are in high positions of power now. Yeah, is that your prime minister is a Sikh or a Muslim? Is that accurate? I think I saw something like that, but I wasn't paying too. I get my news from people I know that live in these countries that are actually have their eyes open and not in denial, like certain individuals we won't mention that live in countries that start with S. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, she's almost got burned up in the Spokane wildfire. I'm still in the evacuation zone. Dude, I don't even know how you live in that state. I'll answer that later. I would have hightailed it out of that state by now. Actually, no, stay there. We have enough people in Florida. That's where everybody fucking during COVID, the influx of people from everywhere to Florida was insane. That's why our real estate is out of control. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch says, luckily me and the kid are okay, but didn't have to leave, but could see flames from our window. Yeah, you like that, you dirty whore? Yeah, you like that? You like that shit? Yeah, you like that? All right. Now we get down. This will you get in the tight crevices. I saw Bravo's video last night of Wes Watson trying to go after him, saying that he partaked in his downfall or whatever. What ended up him being in jail. John's right about that. Motherfucker, you're the stupid one doing all the stupid shit. I just make videos about it. John nailed it on that one. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch says this is the conservative side near Idaho. Okay. You won't see me going out anywhere west. I stay far away. I like Florida. I stay on YouTube. I'm not answering that. I stay in my nice, beautiful Florida state. I may go up to Georgia. I may take a drive into the Carolinas. Besides that, I stay where I can carry and defend myself. Now, if Florida's laws change in the future, then I'll probably have to leave. But for the most part, I I stay in the beautiful sunshine state of Florida. William Harrison, 4347. We have 9 Muslim mayors now and a Muslim in charge of our. That's scary, man. That is some scary shit. Especially that, and I could be completely wrong. I have not read the Quran, but from what I'm told and what I've seen, there's supposedly a line or somewhere in the Quran that says to you essentially to convert or kill them. I don't know how accurate that is, but they're invading by the thousands. Again, we had this in the United States, open border. They all came in. Look what happened to Spain. That should tell you so much, man. Chuck E. Cheese Ren says a lot like New York, most of upstate is red, and all the blue cities got ruin everything. I don't know about upstate being red because when the places times I visited upstate New York, or I was there, a lot of very colorful flags were everywhere. I don't know. I got the sense that it was very liberal. I think it was the. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to sound like an asshole talking out of my ass. Like I want to come from a place with facts. Not a, pistol's not as dirty as I thought, but we're gonna still just do what we got to do. What we gotta do is get down into here. Yeah, especially what's Willow, New York. I forgot, I was there years ago, and I was a very, very democratic, very left little town. The things walking around those streets. Again, people think this is before AI that this shit's made up, that these people don't exist. Oh, they exist. And again, I mean the things I saw walking around. You couldn't tell what they were born as. And it's a shame because upstate New York is beautiful in the spring and fall time. Beautiful. Imagine going out as a family and then walking into something like that. Yeah, okay. Okay. Like I said, this is not as dirty as I thought it was going to be, but we're still. Yep, let's clean. I'll clean the magazine separately. It's all the what I've used to clean. The last thing I do before reassembling the pistol is put some high purity oil on the slide. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch on Instagram says we got gun ranges, wildfire and hunting, beautiful country out here in Eastern. Yeah, you do. I've been out there. Well, actually, Washington State, not in a long time, but I I gotta get. There's a you can get a license to carry across the United States. You just got to go through a 3 hour course and do all that. And I know people who have it that travel to other states. That, you got to check your weapon in and stuff like that. I want to be able to carry no matter where I go. That's my thing. I don't know if Washington State is an open carry state or not. Not open carry, concealed carry. Sorry. William Harrison, 4347 on Instagram says, is it true that Muslims are taking over New York and parts of Texas? As for New York, absolutely. Zohan Mamdani is the mayor, and he's doing a wonderful job because he wants free groceries for everybody or for the low income, whatever. Free groceries, free housing, and essentially what's causing. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to pay attention to this. So what that's doing is pushing out all the millionaires and billionaires and business owners to leave New York City because nothing is for free. It's a wonderful idea in an unrealistic society where money's not an option, sure, but we're a capitalistic country and it's based on that. So nothing is ever free. You follow the money, it always comes back to taxpayers. And he's doing a wonderful bang up job from what I hear and what I see. I'll wipe down the outside when I'm done here. Turkish Juice Ram says, I lived in Port St. Lucie in 1990 for a couple years. Used to bike to the Mets training camp. Wasn't as populated back then. No, not at all. Not at all. And we are done. So we are done. I like this good sliding action. Kind of just continuously make sure that that slide is nice. But uno momento. All right. Turn my keyboard back on. All right. Well, I was gonna stay on to 5, but it's 4:43 p.m. now. I'm gonna cut out of here. But yeah, I like I said when I first started these was I plan to continue to do these when I have free time. I just so happen to have, like I said, free time. I was going to clean my CCW and get on a live here and just talk to some of you guys. But that's it. I'm going to skedaddle out of here. I will see you guys later. Adios. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.
You can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.